Hello everyone, today in this video I am going to deal with a poem of Beehive of class 9th. The title of the poem is On Killing a Tree, written by Givi Patel. The poem talks about the deforestation and the destructive as well as cruel nature of human being, that how we are carrying out deforestation at a large scale, killing trees at a great pace. Now, in the title, the word killing has been used instead of cutting. The word killing is generally used for human being or for animals, but here in this poem, in the title of this poem, the word killing has been used, which suggests that the trees is being compared to human being. Here in this poem, the poet has compared trees to human being, and through numerous of instances he has shown that how we are similar to trees and how trees are similar to human being. And he has said that killing a tree is not an easy task. While cutting is an easy task, but killing is not an easy task. In order to kill a tree, we will have to do a tedious work. We will have to uproot the tree. Now the rest we will see in the text. Now before I move to the text, let me introduce you to the poet of this poem. Givi Patel. Givi Patel is an Indian Parsi poet, playwright, painter as well as practicing physician. He belongs to a group of writers who have subscribed themselves to green movement, which is involved in an effort to protect the environment. His poems speak a deep concern for nature and expose man's cruelty to it. His works include poems How Do You Withstand, Body and Mirrored Mirroring. So Givi Patel is an environmentalist, he is a physician, he is a playwright and he is a painter. So his environmentalist side is reflected here through this poem. So now let's move to the text. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of it leprous hide sprouting leaves. So in this first paragraph, the poet here says that to kill a tree is not an easy task. Just with a blow of knife, just with a sudden blow of knife, you can't kill a tree. It is quite robust, it is very strong, its roots is deep in the earth, it's deep inside the earth, and therefore killing a tree is not an easy task. It's not a child's play. As it has grown up for years, it has been strong by consuming, by feeding upon the crust. Crust here refers to the soil, the nutrients which it derives from the earth. So he says that it has fed upon the nutrients for many years. It has absorbed sunlight, air and water, and therefore it is quite robust, it is strong enough, and therefore a single blow of knife is not going to kill a tree, as it is very strong. It has consumed the earth. It means it has derived all its nutrients for years from earth. Rising out of it, here it refers to earth. So it has rose, it has grew, it has sprouted out from the earth, from the soil, and was fed up, and it also consumed sunlight, air and water, and therefore it is quite strong. And here leprous hide. Leprous here refers to, here the leprous refers to the uneven surface of trunk of the tree. Bark of the tree is said to be leprous over here. Now here the leprous, the bark of the tree is being compared. This is the bark, the outer area of the trunk, which is brown in color. So it has been compared to the skin of person suffering from leprosy. So the uneven surface of bark is being compared to the skin of person suffering from leprosy. And out of its leprous hide sprouting leaves. So out of those trunk, out of those robust stem, leaves comes out, as well as different branches, new leaves come out of it. So hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which if unchecked will expand again to former size. So now it is said that as the trees are very strong, as it has consumed earth, it has derived its minerals from earth, it has consumed sunlight, air and water for years, and therefore it is quite strong, and it is not easy to kill it with a blow of knife. And here in this paragraph he says that so hack and chop. Hack, it means cut roughly by striking heavy blows, and chop is to cut into pieces. So again he says that again hacking and chopping of trees will not kill it, and it will not even give pain to that tree. The bleeding bark, here the bleeding bark, it means the bark of the tree when it is being cut, or if some part of the tree is removed from the trunk of the tree, then some liquid, some fluid come out of it. So it is being compared to bleeding. As we human being, when we get any cut mark over our skin, we bleed. Similarly, it is being said over here that even they used to bleed. So see, it is being said that if you are going to cut a tree, if you will cut the trunk of the tree, nothing will happen. As our wounds heals with time, slowly and gradually as it heals and new skin comes up. Similarly, he says, the poet says, the bleeding bark will heal and new bark will come over it. And once that wound is overcome, is healed, then what will happen? The root which is left, from that root, the trees, the part of the trees which is left there in the ground, here you can see in this picture, these are the part which is left, and up above from this point the tree is being cut down, and here it is, here the cut part is lying down beside this root. So he says that once when that wound will heal up, again a new twigs, a new small branches will come out of it, and again it will become a full-fledged trees as it were earlier. So miniature, here miniature it means very small. Bough, here it means the branches. So from the part of the tree which is left untouched, which is left uncut, which is there, the root is still lying. Some of the part of the trunk has been cut, and some of the part which is above the ground is left there. From that part he says that again a new twigs will come, and that twigs, if it will be left uncut, here unchecked it means if you will not cut it, then again that trees, that twigs will develop up into a new tree as it was earlier, and it will expand again, and it will expand to former size. It means it will take the shape and size of the tree which was cut. No, the root is to be pulled out of anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied and pulled out, snapped out. So now he says, now the poet says, he says no, by chopping, by hacking and by the jab of knife, the trees can't be killed. If you want to kill the tree, what you will have to do? You will have to uproot the plant. The root is to be pulled out. Why the root is to be pulled out? Because in the previous paragraph he says that if the root will be there, if the root will not be removed, then what will happen? Again, once when the wound is healed, after that a new twigs will come out of it, and that twigs will again develop into a full-fledged tree. It will develop up into a tree as it was earlier. So he says that if you want to kill it, what you will have to do? You will have to pull out the root. You will have to uproot the plant. So cutting will not satisfy your need. It will not satisfy your purpose, sorry. You need to uproot the plant. It means you will have to take out the roots of the plant. Out of anchoring earth, here anchoring refers to trees. The roots of the trees used to hold the soil, the earth, and that helped the plants to stand. And therefore he says that the roots which is there inside the earth, you will have to uproot it. You will have to rope it, you will have to tie it, and then you need to pull it out and snap it out. So this is how you can kill a tree. You will have to rope it, you will have to tie it, and then that root need to be pulled out. It need to be taken out from the dig, from the portion of the earth where it is lying. So the root lies inside the earth, in the soil, deep inside the earth, and therefore he says that as long as the root is there in the earth, the tree is alive. It has not been killed. So if you want to kill, what you will have to do? You will have to rope it, you will have to tie it, and you will have to uproot it. You will have to take out the root, and when the roots is taken out, then that tree will die. Or pulled out entirely out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed, the source white and wet, the most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. So now Here he says that either you will have to chop that roots. In the previous paragraph he said that you will have to chop that root which is there inside the earth, or what, or he said, or you need to pull out all the roots which is there inside the earth. And he says that out from the earth cave, because we don't know that up to what area that roots is spreading. Generally it used to cover a large area, and we can't even imagine the area up to which the roots are spread out, and therefore earth cave is used over here. And the strength of the tree of exposed, and then he says that once you will uproot the tree, when you will take out the roots of the tree from the earth cave, then you will be able to imagine the strength of the tree. That immense root which is lying there inside the earth will give you the idea about the strength of the tree. The source, white and wet. Here's the source. The source refers to root, and the root is described as white and wet. Why it is white and wet? Because it was there inside the earth. It is the most important part, as our sensitive part and important part is inside our body. Similarly, the roots are the most important part of the plant, and therefore it was lying hidden inside the earth. It is the most sensitive part. And he said white and wet. Why it is white? Because it has not been affected by sunlight, air and water, and therefore it is not strong enough. Here you can see in the picture, it is something like white only. And wet. Why it is wet? Because inside the earth there is moist. There is moisture. The presence of water has made it wet. The most sensitive part. Here again roots are being referred, that it is the most sensitive part. It is, and it was, as it is the most sensitive part, it is the heart of plant, and therefore it remains hidden inside the earth for years. Then the matter of scorching and chalking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. So he says that once if you have uprooted, if you have cut down the roots of the tree, or if you have taken the whole roots out of the earth, then maybe you will be able to successfully kill that plant, that tree, and even after that what you will have to do, you will have to dry up. You will have to leave that tree, the uprooted tree, under the action of sun and air, and then it will become brown in color, it will become hard, it will be twisted, it will be withered, and then comes the final point when it will be dead. So this is all about this poem. This is the literal meaning of the poem. So the poet says that we have become insensitive. We are killing trees, and tree, like we human beings, even they have life, and it is most important for our sustenance, for our survival, and therefore the poet has highlighted the cause of afforestation through deforestation through this poem. Now moving to the literary devices used in this poem. In the first paragraph, here you can see in the second and third line, again here rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing. Again in the second last line of this paragraph after height, all this marked line, here you can see that all this line shifts, the word of these lines shifts to the next line without any punctuation mark, and therefore it forms a literary device that is known as enjambment. The spelling is given over here in the yellow box. And in the second last line, the leprous height. Leprous height, the bark of the tree, the uneven surface of the bark is being compared to the skin of the person suffering from leprosy, and therefore it forms a literary device that is metaphor. Moving to next paragraph. In this paragraph again enjambment is being used. In the first line, again here the bleeding bark will heal again and from close to the ground. Miniature boughs which if unchecked will expand again. So in these marked line again enjambment is used. Now literary device metaphor is being used in this fourth line, bleeding bark. So here the liquid which used to come out from the trunk of tree, if there is a cut or wear on tear or it, so that is being compared to the blood. So it forms a literary device that is metaphor. And again bleeding bark, here you can see B sound is being repeated. BB. The starting alphabet of this two word is B, and therefore it forms a literary device that is alliteration. Now moving to next paragraph. In this paragraph, no figure of speech has been used. Now coming to this paragraph, again here you can see after tree exposed, no punctuation mark has been used. Again hidden, here also no punctuation mark is being used. So again it forms a literary device that is enjambment. And here in this line the source white with white and weight, here you can see in this line white and weight, so W sound is being repeated, and again it forms a literary device that is known as alliteration. Now moving to next paragraph. Again in this paragraph no literary devices has been used, and this poem is written in a free verse. This is all about the literary device used in this poem, and I have already explained you each and every paragraph of this poem. This is all about this poem. Thank you.